It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Namaskar, welcome to Next IS. I hope you are doing well. In this video, we will cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, and Press Information Bureau. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. Now, recently, Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly adopted a resolution urging the center to conduct a caste-based census. Talking about the historical background, caste-wise enumeration of the population was introduced under the British colonial administration in 1881 and continued till 1931 census. Independent India's government abandoned full caste enumeration on apprehension that it would strengthen caste divisions and perpetuate the caste system. However, caste system has persisted and flourished in independent India even without caste census. And friends, Article 15 subclause 4 of the Constitution enables the state to make special provisions for the advancement of socially and educationally backward classes of citizens. The VP Singh government implemented 27% OBC reservation for public services in 1990, and following the legal challenges, Supreme Court upheld it in the Indra Sawhney and others versus Union of India judgment in 1992. Next article is related to leopard because India's largest leopard safari opened at the Banerghatta Biological Park in Karnataka. Talking about leopards, an Indian leopard is distributed across variety of forested habitats in India, Nepal, Bhutan, and parts of Pakistan, excluding mangrove forest and desert habitats. It is listed in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, and IUCN Red List of Threatened Species classifies leopard as vulnerable species. Now, India's installed rooftop solar capacity increased by 2.99 gigawatt in 2023-24, which is highest growth in a year. To meet rising energy demand, India needs to double down on its effort to expand its rooftop solar potential. Now let's know about the related initiatives. Friends, India launched the Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission in January 2010. Its main objective was to produce 20 gigawatt of solar energy, including rooftop solar, in 3 phases. And in 2015, government revised this target to 100 gigawatt by 2022, including a 40 gigawatt rooftop solar component. And in December 2022, India had an installed rooftop solar capacity of 7.5 gigawatt and extended the deadline for the 40 gigawatt target to 2026. And friends, India's overall rooftop solar potential is approximately 796 gigawatt. And to meet India's target of installing 500 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity with solar component of 280 gigawatt by 2030, rooftop solar alone needs to contribute about 100 gigawatt by 2030. A recent survey of National Foundation for India revealed that prolonged exposure to coal mining causes respiratory and skin diseases in workers. The survey covered 6 districts, and these are Korea and Raigad of Chhattisgarh, Dhanbad and Ramgarh of Jharkhand, and Angul and Jajpur of Odisha. Now, South African scientists injected radioactive material into live rhinoceros horn to curb poaching. The country is home to a large majority of world's rhinoceros, and it is a hot spot for poaching, driven by demand from Asia, where horns are used in traditional medicine for their supposed therapeutic effect. There are 5 rhinoceros species, and these are white rhino, which is classified as near threatened species by IUCN, great one-horned rhino, which is listed as vulnerable species, black rhino, which is listed as critically endangered species, Javan rhino, which is also listed critically endangered, and Sumatran rhino, which is also listed as critically endangered species by the IUCN Red List. Next article talks about coffee exports of India, and it is in the news because Indian coffee exporters are witnessing an increase in demand from European buyers who were seen building inventory ahead of deadline for compliance to the proposed European Union deforestation regulation norms. Talking about these norms are aimed at minimizing the importation of products linked to deforestation and requires strict due diligence and traceability measures for commodities such as coffee. These norms apply to a wide range of products including cattle, cocoa, coffee, oil palm, rubber, soya, and wood, and require businesses to comply with its requirements by December 30th this year. Talking about the status of coffee in India. So friends, India is the 7th largest producer of coffee and is the 5th largest exporter of the commodity after Brazil, Vietnam, Colombia, and Indonesia. More than 2/3 of India grown coffee are exported, and about 60% of India's coffee exports are destined to Europe, with Italy, Germany, and Belgium being the major buyers of the commodity. Now, Denmark will be the first country to impose carbon tax on agriculture. Talking about carbon tax, it is a type of penalty that must be paid for excessive greenhouse gas emissions. They are imposed on carbon content of fossil fuel supply, thus serving as an indirect carbon pricing instrument. They are levied on coal, oil products, and natural gas in proportion to their carbon content. Next article focuses upon leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, which was officially described in the Salary and Allowances of Leaders of Opposition in Parliament Act 1977. Leader of opposition enjoys certain privileges on ceremonial occasions like escorting the speaker-elect to the rostrum, sit in the front row at the time of address by the president to both houses of the parliament. Leader of opposition is considered as shadow prime minister with a shadow cabinet ready to take over the administration if government resigns or is defeated on the floor of the house. And the main duty of the leader of opposition is to serve as the voice of the opposition in the house. And do you know, friends, leader of opposition is the opposition's representative in high-powered committees headed by the prime minister for appointment to the key post such as the Director of CBI, Central Vigilance Commissioner, and Chief Information Commissioner, the Chairperson and member of National Human Rights Commission, and Lokpal. Now, recently, Frank Duckworth, co-inventor of DLS method, died at the age of 84. DLS method is used to determine results in rain-affected cricket matches. This method was first used in international cricket in 1997 and was formally adopted by the ICC as standard for setting revised targets in truncated games in 2001. Now, recently, Defense Research and Development Organization handed over medium-range microwave obscurant chaff rocket to the Indian Navy. It obscures radar signals and creates a microwave shield around platforms and assets and reduce radar detection. And now Paraguay has become the 100th country to join as full member of the International Solar Alliance, which was conceived as a joint effort by India and France to mobilize efforts against climate change through deployment of solar energy solutions. It works with government to improve energy access and security worldwide and promote solar power as sustainable way to transition to a carbon neutral future. It aims to unlock $1 trillion of investments in solar by 2030. It is partnering with multinational development banks, development financial institutions, and private and public sector organizations, civil society, and other international institutions to deploy cost-effective and transformational energy solutions powered by the sun, especially in least developed countries and the small island developing states. Talking about Paraguay, it is a landlocked country located in maritime center of South America, surrounded by 3 countries, and these are Argentina, Brazil, and Bolivia. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.